Alright, welcome back to the final Dragon Maze review video.
The rest of the cards.
The rest. We got some good cards in here, and we got some bad cards. But it's packed. It's got some juicy nuggets.
Yeah, I don't know if this is like the most good cards in one section,
It might be.
but there's a lot. There's a lot.
Start off with some good ones right away.
Sin
Sin Collector.
Yeah, awesome. This guy's good. Definitely sideboard all-star.
Sideboard All-Star.
Depending on the metagame, could be main board all-star.
It could be. Yep.
Awesome interactions with Restoration Angel.
Yeah, super awesome with the Restoration Angel. Definitely good enough for Standard. Might be good enough for Modern. If
Maybe.
like it's fighting with the card. So like
Tidal Scholars.
it's fighting directly with Tidal Scholar, which is a mana cheaper. But then you have this.
It doesn't
Like
curve.
he's a slightly better because it exiles the card permanently, where Tidal is like temporary.
At the same time, though, it's on curve, too, so you could like Scholar
Tidal
into Sin Collector. And that's kind of
That's
gross.
kind of gross. You could
Yeah.
maybe there's like a death and taxes kind of thing where like you
I could see that.
strip them with like Thalia and like this.
That sounds pretty sweet, actually. We should put
And
that
they're
together.
well, no, because Tidal Skull is a zombie, but the other two are humans.
Right.
So you can play like champion on one, like.
Should put that
maybe
together.
something there.
Death and Taxes Modern. I like it. Also, it exiles them. That's really relevant.
Yeah, that's the thing I like about it over Tide Hollow because it exiles
Yeah.
it, so you don't have to worry about the card ever again.
Right, if they just bolt the Skull, they get it back.
Right.
Next up,
Sire of Insanity.
another hit. This card's really good, actually.
Really, really good. I don't think it's awesome all the time. Very good in the mid-range matchups and decent in the control matchups. Pretty bad in the aggro matchups.
Yeah.
Because he's just 6/4 for 4 in that 6/4 for 6 in that matchup. Because the hand thing is not relevant in an aggro deck because they don't have a hand at that point.
Right. Well, I mean, ideally, but yeah. But the matchups where he's good and he like dominates.
Yeah, especially cast off of Cavern of Souls because it's just it's like a guaranteed Rakdos return for their hand.
Yeah, he's an answer now threat or don't answer.
Yeah.
Or have really hard time answering.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this guy's good. Species Gorger. Amazing limited.
Yeah, amazing limited in the Simic guild. The bouncing thing is like almost not a drawback in that guild because you want to keep like bouncing guys in order to like keep growing.
Right.
And then like you sometimes have to bounce him or want to bounce him, because he's a 6/6. He's like usually your biggest guy, so you can just keep like if you have like this kind of like stalled board state where you don't have much going on, you just keep playing and bouncing him. Keep growing all your other guys,
Right.
get him up to his level, and then you should have a sizable army at that point.
Yeah, huge enabler, and it's a 6/6 for 5. Like that's enormous.
Very aggressive.
and
cost,
limited.
yeah.
And limited. Yeah. They want this to be played.
This is the card like if I'm in Simic, I want to open this card. Like bad,
Really bad.
like Windmill Slam.
Yeah.
Spike Jester, decent. I like him quite a bit in limited. Fits in Rakdos really well.
Yeah, unlimited he's fine.
Fits in like the Boros Battalion. Like if you're splashing some black, fits
Right.
there.
I'm trying to like picture him like a Rakdos aggressive deck in standard, like from October or something.
Yeah.
I think it's just Burning Tree Emissary is so much more of an aggressive card, and like you just can't play this with Burning Tree Emissary.
No, yeah, that doesn't really match up pretty well.
It does not match well at all, and like there's much more aggressive 2-drops that are red colorless that you can actually play with Emissary. So like this guy's kind of
Yeah.
But the fact that it is like a Hellspark Elemental, like one side is not bad. It's good.
Well, Hellspark did have trample.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Anyway, Tajik, Blade of the Legion.
I think he stinks.
This guy wicked stinks.
Like Frontline Medic just makes him look stupid. Like
Yeah.
yes, this guy is indestructible where Frontline is not. But don't forget, like indestructible is not what it used to be because we still have Tragic Slip.
Yeah.
Which just says get out of here.
Also, do you want your one guy to be indestructible or your whole team to be indestructible?
Right, it's your whole team 100% of the time. Not to mention he comes down a turn faster.
And I mean, if they verdict you, you'll still have your Tajik, but then he's just a 2/2. And like getting your battalion is gonna be hard again, and like I don't know. And he's 4 mana.
It's legendary, so you can't double up.
Right? Yeah. He's got the same problem as Ixava. Like, why not play Hellrider? Like Hellrider just way more damage.
Yeah.
Like you don't really care about the indestructibility at that point. So this guy's pretty lackluster.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you definitely like him in limited, but I mean, it's pretty rare that you don't want a rare in limited.
Yeah. Next up, we have Teysa.
Teysa. This one's pretty disappointing. Like when they told us that Teysa was in the set, I was like, oh man, sweet. You know, she's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The character.
Yeah.
But like the card is like 7 mana. Like what's these 7 mana spells? Are like
There's a lot in this set.
A lot of 7 mana, and we just came from a standard. Well, some time ago now, where we had Primeval Titans at 6 mana. Well, not
Right.
but like we had Titans at 6 mana, which did crazy things every turn.
They should have been 7 mana, and these should have been 6.
Right. Now we have these things which do like a cool thing, but not like this broken thing.
Yeah, you don't really win the game with any of their effects.
No.
But with the Titans, like, you're like, I'm just going to win the game.
Like I want to have this in like a reanimation deck, but then like you might as well just play Angel Serenity. I mean, the effect is awesome. Like, you know, a no mercy thing on a creature that then you also get guys when their guys die. Yes, you'll win the game if she stays in play, but she just dies to a lot too. She's a 4/4, so she dies to busy borders. And
the good thing is like she's pro creatures and vigilance, so you get a lot of damage in, and like you block very well. So I don't know, it's tough. She's pretty. There's just not enough going on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she either need to be bigger, or
the effect need to be more ridiculous.
Yeah, like
when you think of playing 7 mana.
She was a 6/6. Now I think we're interesting. Like
Now we have potential. Because if you're paying 7 mana for something constructed, it really needs to be like completely game changing.
It needs to totally change the board state.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter what the board state is. It needs to 100% change it.
Which is why I like Master, because like at 5 mana, like the game is all about Master or cruelties.
Yeah,
don't hit me. Oh.
Yeah.
But like you play Taste and they're like, all right, like nothing happens, nothing changes when you put a Taste on the table.
No, sometimes you just die because they just whatever. Taste like fine, I'll still attack you.
Yeah, just kill it because it doesn't have any kind of like real protections. Like, whatever. Next up, Ty the Drinker.
Awesome. Very, very good in the Orzhov draft strategy.
Extremely good unlimited.
Perfectly in the curve. Lifelink plus extort is huge. I don't think he's good enough for constructed. He's close.
There's no black-white deck that wants this.
Yeah, I mean, if there was like an aggressive black-white deck, that'd be sweet.
Yeah, I mean, he's good in zombies, I guess, like black-white zombies.
Yeah,
he's like a better 2-drop than what they have, but he's really hard to cast in that deck.
Yeah, because he's not a zombie, he's a vampire.
Yeah, he's not a zombie. He doesn't fit with your caverns, and like having like white on 2 is kind of sketchy.
That's
sometimes.
tough.
Yeah, because you have to play Guild Gates in that strategy. So
Toil and Trouble. This one's pretty lame.
So we have Sign of Blood versus Rune Flare Trap.
Yeah. Not nearly as exciting as some of the other ones.
Yeah, I mean the trouble side, that like whole effect of dealing damage to your hand, like never comes up. It's never relevant. Like
very, very rare.
You're not gonna do anything, and it's sorcery, so you can't even like instant speed it. You're wasting your turn, and if you really want the toil end of the table, like just play Sign of Blood.
Yeah, I mean this would only be like relevant in like a deck that can't play Sign of Blood because of its double black cost.
Right,
but if that's the case, there's plenty of other cards you can play too.
Right, I mean, but the decks that want to play Sign of Blood are definitely going to avoid double black.
Yeah, no doubt.
Trostani Summoner. So it's really good and limited.
Yeah, you
really
pointed out the interesting thing. Yeah, I didn't like this card at first at all when I saw that mana cost, and I was like, yeah, it makes it with the guys. But then when you did add up the power and toughness, I was like, wow, that is a lot of power.
It's 10 power and toughness spread across 4 creatures.
Yeah, so that's like a lot of dudes.
Like I could definitely see a bomb in like an intangible virtue based token deck.
Yeah,
so you just play your summoner and like you have a lot of damage.
Yeah,
but that might be win more territory, honestly.
Yeah, because you're at 7 mana at that point. Like you could just be like playing like Lingering Souls and all these other cards that are cheap.
You don't really need it.
So
honestly, but it's a bomb unlimited. Pick it, play it, love it, kill with it.
Yeah,
all of the above.
Gets better if you have a couple like key runes or something to like ramp into it a little bit faster.
Yep. Anytime you can play a bomb like this faster, the better.
I mean, there is Restoration Angel like tactics that you can do with it, but it's again a 7 mana card. So
7 mana. You can do better tactics with a 5 mana Ferric Tusk.
Yeah. Turn and Burn. Probably the best split card.
Best split card.
It's just this is like for these colors, red and blue, they don't have destroy target creature.
Yeah,
but they do now.
For 5 mana.
5 mana, but they still now have.
It does exist. It does exist. For
so
5 mana.
And this is like pretty legit. This is like Like, oh, that's a rag tusk. That's always a problem because you can use 2 removal spells on it. Guess what? I only have to use my 1 card now.
Yeah, I'm using 2 cards on 1. Whoa!
Right.
Loophole.
But that's
you know?
that's pretty good.
Yeah, this card's very good. It's something to be like a solid 1-ofs or 2-ofs in a lot of decks.
Yeah.
I
think so.
It's very solid. Very solid. Good card. Really good applications. You hit lots of things. There's lots of things that are worth hitting, like Thrag Tusk. Yeah.
It's very snapcasterable.
Very Snapcaster friendly.
That's relevant. Both halves actually pretty Snapcaster friendly.
Yep. So it's a good card. Play it. Next up we have Armadillo Cloak.
Yep, that's what it's called. Armadillo Cloak.
That's what it's called.
So aggravated when I saw this. I hate when Wizards does this. This aggravates me. Like, why couldn't they print Armadillo Cloak in this set?
There's no armadillos.
No reason.
What's really funny is like the artwork is just not Ravnik at all.
The artwork is gross. It's so bad. Like, I don't even want to look at it.
Because like there's a couple of like speculations going out there of like a dinosaur based set.
Okay.
And like
So
this could be like a
preview.
a small like preview or teaser or something.
Like, what do you mean? Like after Theros?
The artwork probably after Theros, yeah. Like because this is the whole.
If this is the future of Magic artwork, like I'm gonna be really pissed. Like I'm just saying, I might like lose my bananas and like quit Magic altogether.
Dude,
like,
have them hire you as an artist.
It just really upsets me that this is the artwork.
Yeah.
But like then we go to the next card.
But it is Armadillo Cloak, which is a
Armadillo Cloak, which is an awesome card.
Which is a good card.
You know, it still has the whole like get blown out when you play it, like
Right.
2-for-1 problem.
Yeah. To avoid the problem, you need to make it really worth it in this card. Like, just like have this, and some of this.
But like this is a card like I could see as a sideboard card in like a lot of the Naya decks for red deck. Because like think about this on any of your guys in the Naya mid-range deck. Like okay, oh it throws on your Smiter, boom, 6.
Yeah, Smiter becomes enormous.
You know, oh Hellkite, boom, 7.
And you can't get 2-for-1 with your Smiter that way because like the only thing I can kill it with is Mizzy Mortars, which is going to do a sorcery anyway, so you're not going to walk into that whole situation.
Right.
And if you manage to resolve this, like they just can't kill it.
Yeah. So
good stuff.
So much better artwork here. Got some good lighting and such.
Brawls, the Scar Striped.
So this card looks good. I think it will find a home. Definitely some modern rumblings on this card.
Yeah, the home I think it'll find will be in modern. Like there's just too many sweet interactions with like Bloodgasts and like Death's Shadow, like Scavenge +13/+13 for 1 black.
Mana, yeah.
Oh man, whoa.
Sick.
Yeah. This card can go places.
So I think it even will see standard play. Like it seems pretty good in zombies too. Like he gets all your other like bad zombies.
Yeah, you give some Diagraph Ghouls some
1 mana, 2/2.
more utility.
You know? That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. And the fact that you can regenerate it.
Then
is
don't
awesome.
forget, like I can sack my Grave Callers to this guy, which essentially are free as long as they have another zombie.
Right.
You know,
So he
to
like
save
never
him.
dies.
He's hard to kill.
Yeah. Plus Troll, you know.
You know, he does that at Putrefy.
Whoa.
Viashino First Blade, excellent card in the Boros.
Limited strategies.
Limited strategies.
Yep.
Right where you want to be. Haste comes out hard. You know, like turns on Battalion.
Yep.
Excellent card. Early pick, in my opinion, if you're in that strategy.
Yeah, if you're firmly in that strategy and you know you want to go that
You
way,
really want this guy.
you've got enough like confidence that you're in those colors and no one's going to really be messing with you. I would pick some First Blades.
Yeah,
for sure.
Definitely.
Very good.
Dun, 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 controversy.
Time for the discussion.
So, Voice of Resurgence. So, this guy has a ton of hype surrounding him. He's the second most expensive card right now in terms of pre-orders.
Who's the first?
Ral.
Okay.
He's pretty close to Ral.
Okay.
He's like 20, 25 right now.
Voices?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so James is like on the very like down side of this. Thinks the card stinks. It's awful. Blah blah blah. Like it's a grizzly bear. Fine. Get out of my face.
We got to go into debate mode here. Like you defend it. I guess I'll attack it.
Okay.
Or defend my standpoint.
So first we have to let's temper expectations a little bit because we're dealing with a grizzly bear. First off, right? We're not dealing with a card that is going to win the game. This isn't Primeval Titan. This isn't something insane. This isn't Thrun. This is like it's a 2-mana 2/2 to start off with. Okay, so hey, we're used to paying 2 mana for 2/2, so that's fine.
Even though they're getting quite out of style quite fast.
They are, but he has this ability of like prolonged life because if he dies, you get a guy. And that guy can then become better, and better, and better, and better. And then he also has, if you want to play anything at instant speed, when you have this guy, you get a free guy. So I'm not seeing the downside here.
I'm not saying that there's a particular downside. I'm just saying that this card is nowhere near as good as people want it to be.
Well, I mean, yeah, everybody has pet cards when a set comes out, and people like, oh my god, this is the best card ever. It's gonna just crush everybody's face. Like, blue can't even be played. Like, you can't even play anything on my turn. Like,
yeah, people think it's gonna be like something like that good, when that's not even remotely true. Like the fact that it's the second most expensive card in the set after Ral, who I think is playable more than this, for the record.
Yeah.
Shows how much people have like hopes for it to be awesome.
Well, I think the additional level in terms of money is because I think it's good enough in the older formats. I do think it's good enough in modern, and I think it's good enough legacy. Like, I feel like this can be a one of. I swear to God, I think this could be a one of in Maverick as a green Sun Zenith target, like as some saving grace to this Terminus and Supreme Verdict decks. Well, they're not Terminus because he has to die, right?
Yeah, he has to die.
Okay, so Supreme Verdict decks.
So
I get a guy. Well, Swords and Path make him look stupid.
Swords and Path. Premier removal in those formats.
Yeah. But they have to play it in Sorcery Speed, though. Which they have to play Sorcery Speed.
Sure.
Okay, so as a one-of to protect yourself, where you can green Sun Zenith for him. Because you have a bunch of guys, you can fetch up your Dryad Arbor, so okay, all of a sudden the token's a 2/2. Telling you. Watch.
Okay, so I guess it's my turn now.
You can go for it.
So you're paying 2 mana for a bear.
Yep.
You're playing a bear. That hopefully your opponent will play something on your turn to give you another Star guy, which will then also be a 2/2 if this is all you have on the table.
Okay.
So you want your opponent to play a certain way, but they have the option to not play that way. So you're giving your opponent choices here.
But this is like a glass half full argument because you're taking away a choice.
You're also taking away a choice, sure, but how many instants are really that relevant on your opponent's turn in Standard?
Not a ton in Standard. Way
Counter
more
spells and think twice.
Way more in the older formats.
Right. Way more in the older formats.
But don't forget, Putrefy is a card. Searing Spear, all cards that you would normally like to use on this guy.
Right. So it makes your opponent slightly less mana efficient.
Yes.
But they can just not play into that effect whatsoever.
Yes. 100%.
And then you just get a 2/2.
But I think the thing to really consider here is, in these decks, we're clearly playing a very aggressive creature deck, because this card's only good if you have a bunch of other creatures.
As aggressive as you can be with a 2/2, sure.
Well, yeah, but he's the beginning of your curve. Maybe you have a mana guy, or a experiment wand or something like that. We're at the 2 mana slot.
Sure.
So because we're forcing our opponent to play Sorcery Speed game, they want to waste their removal on him on their turn.
Mm-hmm.
That means I get a free turn to resolve something better, like a Huntmaster or Thragtusk.
Okay. Something that you could just force through with a Cavern.
Maybe, but I can't play Cavern in my Naya deck because my creature types are wicked disparaged. They're all over the place.
Depends on the Naya deck you're playing at that point, because if you're playing a Naya humans-ish kind of strategy.
Well, humans fine, yeah, but
then
I don't play
overlap.
I play Huntmaster.
Okay, so now we're talking about a Naya mid-range strategy, right? And you want this to be the start of your aggressive curve?
Yeah, but this card is awesome in the aggro matchups too, because it blocks and it continues to block.
You get a 2/2 blocker that just dies to most of their 2/2s, or God forbid an Ash Shell just first strikes it to death, and then you get a 1/1 that also just dies to everything and doesn't really kill anything, doesn't trade with anything.
Yeah, but then I untap and play Smiter. Now I have a 2/2 and a 4/4.
Right, and then they just kill your Smiter. Well, I mean, all right, don't bring Smiter in the equation because those decks already have problems with Smiter to begin with. So yeah,
awesome.
obviously Smiter is going to throw a wrench in their plans, but. If you want this to be the start of an aggressive curve in a Naya mid-range strategy, Farseek is way more aggressive.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Farseek is way more aggressive. Every turn you play this, you'll be like, I wish that was a Farseek. And I'm not saying you won't play both. I'm just saying, I wish that was a Farseek.
I don't think I'll be saying that. I'm telling you. You'll see. I'll be
And you
playing
just
some-
pillar this flameless guy, and then you get no value whatsoever.
This argument I'll 100% agree with. Because, like, I say, I turn 2, boom, I play voice. I'm like, yeah, sweet, voice is great.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
Okay, here's
Pillar.
another argument.
Pillar makes me, like, really sad.
Here's another argument. So it's great against controllers because it forces them to play, like, an awkward game.
Yes.
Sure. Okay. Fine. It makes them play their instance on their turn. But at the same point, you could just, like, you kill this guy, and then, like, suddenly Augur Bolts blocks everything. Or, Augur Bolts just blocks this guy all day in the first place, and then it never dies.
Yeah.
And you never get anything from that because I just can play my spells on my turn. And then I verdict you, and you get a 1/1. Big whoop.
Yeah, but what's okay? So what if I have a Thragtusk and a voice in play? Then I have 5 power on the board after you wrath. I got a beast and a 2/2
You do.
token. That's
You
pretty
do.
good.
That is pretty good.
I got a wolf run in play. Boom. 10 ya.
Like,
Get out of here.
being 100% solid on my standpoint, I'm not saying it's a bad card.
Okay.
I'm not saying it won't see play. It will see play.
Yeah.
And it is a good card. But it is nowhere near as good as everyone wants it to be.
Okay.
I'm just saying people will be disappointed with it.
So you think that the price is overhyped at this point, and you think it'll settle down to like
Extremely.
what, like 10-ish?
Maybe. And it's got to be seen tournament play to justify that.
See, I think it's going to stay around 15. I don't think it's going to go below that.
Everyone's like, oh, Brad Nelson and Jerry Thompson think this card's good. And now they're all up on it, and that's how Starseed jacks their price as it gets value out of their sales. Like, this card is not that good. It is not that good.
So you think it wants you play outside of standard?
It's awful outside of standard. Completely.
Okay.
Completely terrible outside of standard.
Alright.
Like,
We'll see.
pillar, like swords and path just totally make completely fun of this guy.
But to be fair, swords and path make fun of every creature. That's why it's
They
the best
do.
rule spell
They
ever.
do, but think about it this way: like, you would never play just a bear, would you?
Sometimes I have. My Maverick deck's all bears. What are you talking about?
Bears that do something relevant. Like, this guy
This
does
guy
not.
does stuff.
He doesn't do anything relevant because, like, you would never play a 2/2 bear. But if you play this guy and they path it, you just played a 2/2 bear and like pass the turn. You get no value out of him whatsoever. And that's going to happen every single time you play it in Modern, or, like, God forbid you play it in Legacy.
Well, okay. Yes, that's fine. If they want to waste their swords and plowshares on my voice, that means I get to untap and play my knight, which is what I really want to be playing, and what I really don't want to be.
Sure, but then they just Snapcaster path. Like,
Okay,
swords.
yeah.
Like you can come up with like a whole bunch
But
of like, stupid situations.
We're essentially saying, like, we're in agreement that the card is good but not amazing.
I think it's very far from amazing.
Right, we're saying it's not amazing.
It's definitely playable.
And it's probably a little too high at the moment. You're saying it's way too high.
Way too high. I'm saying I think this
But
card's
I
trash.
think you'll grow to respect the card.
I hope so, because
we'll
I
say
mean,
it there.
I never want there to be bad cards. I always want there to be good cards. But I think this card is just nowhere near as good as everyone thinks it to be. Like, your 1/1 that you get left with after I wrath your board is not threatening.
Yeah, but don't think of it as a 1/1 though. Like, because I'm playing a creature with like a deck with like 30 creatures. So that 1/1 is going to be a 1/1 momentarily.
That's fine. That's fine. Like I said, I want this card to be good.
Followed up with like Stringaroo Geist, boom, hit you for 4.
I just think the best part of this card, which is the can't play instance or whatever,
Yeah.
or like thing, is never going to be relevant because no one's going to play into it.
Yeah, but I think that effect in and of itself is strong.
It's really just good against Restoration Angel.
And any other instant, like
Right, but the only one that's relevant, like at like an end of turn kind of thing, is Restoration Angel.
which is pretty good.
Like I said, it's decent against Restoration Angel, but
Because the green decks generally oh man, you really got to play around Resto Angel.
but you can't attack into Restoration Angel whatsoever. Even if you think they have it, even if you get a token out of it, you still can't attack.
Oh, I'll be tagging all day long with this into Restoration Angel.
And then just
'Cause, like,
die to it.
No, because then I get 2 tokens. Because I get a token because they played Restoration Angel, and then I get another token
two
because they killed
tutus.
it. Yeah.
That just die to Restoration Angel.
No, because then I play a guy or 2 guys.
You got to play 2
And
guys,
then I have 4 4s.
and then they wrath you.
Well, then I'm sad. But
Yeah, you know what I'm
I don't
saying? Like,
we'll see. To be continued.
it's a trap.
Let's move on.
It's a trap.
It's definitely not a trap card.
It's a trap.
No way is
This
that.
card's bad. This card's bad. Next up, Varel of the Hull Clade.
It's okay. Commander friendly.
Extremely
Doubles all counters, not just adds a counter. That's
Which
the
counter
relevant.
effect creature relevant? Okay, I was wondering if you could like double suspend counters.
Oh yeah.
That'd be kind of stupid. Anyway,
Right.
yeah.
Also,
Otherwise,
he doesn't double planeswalkers. Which
Yeah.
is sick.
otherwise, he's a very boring guild champion.
Yep. Much more exciting.
Warlords Helix.
The new Lightning Helix. Not quite.
4-mana Lightning Helix for only 1 more damage and 1 more life gain. Like, if it was a 3-mana card, it would be extremely playable.
Oh,
like,
God,
3 for 3.
Sweet.
Like Lightning Helix, but for 3 mana,
Yeah.
would be playable. I think it's like playable as a 1-off in standard.
Yeah, and I think it mainly because there's so many 4 toughness guys that this is perfectly situated to kill.
Right. It's just a little slow, is the only thing.
It is,
Yeah.
but I think that slowness is negated a little bit by the fact
life.
that it has life gain.
Yeah.
It's one of the few answers that is like instant speed to Sire of Insanity.
Mhm.
Perfect there. Good against Smiter.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys that.
I want to play deck with this in and try it out because I think this could be
I think it's
playable as a 1-off.
I
As a
think
1-off.
Yeah, I can see it as possibly a 2-of.
2. Yeah,
I don't see
can
it much
see
more than that.
Although like first pick and draft, like
Oh God, gross in that. Go gross.
oh you win.
Yeah.
Next up, warped physique.
Warp Physique.
Good in draft.
Kind of the new Agony Warp, but not nearly as good.
Kind of.
It's fine.
It's never gonna kill the big guys that you want to kill.
No, it's more for small guys.
Yeah, it's never gonna kill the big guys you want to kill, but it's really solid removal unlimited.
But it's cheap. It does Snapcaster nice, which is okay.
Cheap, instant speed, all good things. So I mean, play it unlimited. I would kind of stay away from constructed. Slips way better.
Yeah,
Slips way better. Yeah.
Wear and Tear, like the perfect synergy of 2 cards that are like every sideboard has.
Yeah, if destroying artifacts and enchantments ever becomes relevant again in standard, this will be premier. Beautiful.
That's what you want.
Wonderful. Woodlot Crawler.
It's fine. Very good sideboard card in draft. Could make a main deck if you need a slot, but it's a little bit weird that it's like a Dimir aggro guy.
Yeah.
But
it makes fun of Stranglegeist.
yeah.
Just poops on the guy's life.
Yep. So I could see this as like a sideboard card.
Yeah, be aware if you get these in draft to sideboard them in. If against someone has like
anytime you see
green
forests,
guys,
like that thing's coming in, man.
yeah, bring it on in. It's good.
But I could see it in a sideboard of like a standard deck too, because there's so many great green guys.
Green needs to get pretty popular for that to happen.
But like it blocks Drag Tusk all day long.
It does.
You know?
It is good response to that.
Blocks Hunmaster.
I love this guy. Zertai Ancient. I think this guy is fantastic, extremely underrated.
Absolutely ridiculous bomb in Limited. I mean, like, you pretty much cannot beat this card.
Well, I mean, you double their mana too. Like, the reason everybody hates this is because, like, well, then they're just going to untap Sphinxes for a bunch and then Supreme Verdict to you. And I'm like, yeah, that's all fine and great, but, like...
What if they don't?
If they don't, they die.
Yeah.
Because you untap and play Crater of Behemoth and switch 16 them.
Yeah.
Or play a Kessig Wolfron and, like, give something +7.
Yeah.
Something this card just does absolutely gross things, and, like, anything they do, like, you're going to go way over the top. And I feel like if you build your deck appropriately, you can avoid a lot of the things. Like, I want to put, like, Spell Rupture in my deck with this guy.
Yep.
So I'll leave, like, my 1 blue land up, and so I can Spell Rupture your Revelation.
Yeah, it's a card that is like a symmetrical effect, but the deck that you're going to build does not make it symmetrical. Because you take the full advantage and broken advantage of his ability, where your opponent really can't take full advantage of it.
Mhm.
Like, most of the time, they're maybe going to untap him and play a couple guys.
Right. And then you just trample past all of them.
Or you just like jump right over them.
Also, like, he's good at Naya strategies. You can untap and just angel their board after they play a bunch of guys.
Yep.
Or playing Yeva and giving them Flash. Like, you can just take all the effect of one turn, because you play them on the end of their turn, and they get the turn without it, and then you just untap and hopefully kill them.
Right.
Awesome with the mana dorks, because if you do top end with Crater Hoof, like, suddenly your dorks also will attack for a time.
That just makes it lethal.
I think this guy's really good, and I think he needs to see some play. I think he's not 50 cents, and that's what he is right now.
He has 50 cents.
He has 50 cents, and I'm getting them.
Yeah, it seems like you should buy these.
Because, like, if this guy takes off, he's going to take off.
Yeah, if like big ramp, like primetime ramp, is like a deck again, he's the reason why.
He's going to be the reason. Yep. He lets you do crazy things. Like, Mizzing Orders goes nuts with him, because you just overload it for, like, half your mana pool and still play things.
He doesn't die to Mizzing Orders.
He doesn't die to Mizzing Orders.
The only thing he does kind of trade with Drag Tusk, which is the only unfortunate thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But, you know, that can be negated because generally you can just, like, Alpha Strike them one turn.
Right. The Thragtus might not be irrelevant. The 3 toughness.
Yeah.
Like, I'm swinging for 23.
Yeah. So the last regular card.
Zertai Druid.
I like this card. I think he's very good in your Gruul deck. gives you some ramp, gives you some damage.
Yeah, very good and limited.
I think he's close to being playable.
He is close. The fact that he gives green mana holds him back a little bit.
Like if you could have for
Either or like maybe even any color. I think that'd be
like
fine.
a Bird's Paradise.
Like a Bird's Paradise effect would be fine. Make him a 0/1.
That'd be sweet.
I think that'd be very good. He'd be rare.
He'd be a rare at that point, yeah, not a
But I think he'd be instantly playable in a lot of decks. But I'm a little hesitant on 2-mana Dwix.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I think their consideration is because he pings, like pings players.
Yeah, and like I think I'd rather be Farseeking.
Yeah, I think this is like if this card sees play, it's because it's in this like slightly aggressive deck that wants some mana guys.
Yeah,
it's not like a true mid range deck that wants like a Farseek.
Mm-hmm.
It's more like here's a guy that I can hit you with for now and give you some damage, kind of, but then I can skip a turn by jumping up 1 mana cost by having a mana dork.
Yeah, it's funny that the guy that's like this kind of guy came out when Bloodthirst was like in the last set. Like this is like the Bloodthirst enabler when we don't have Bloodthirst.
Yeah, I agree with it.
Yeah. Anyway,
so let's wrap it up with the key runes, not the key runes, the clue stones.
Clue stones.
So we're just going to talk about these pretty much as a whole. They're exactly the same. They just have different colors. So 3 mana, you can get a color. So it's just solid mana fixing for limited. That's all it is.
Just for limited. I would never play these over a key rune and constructed.
Not even close.
Yeah, like key runes are way better. They all do things, way better things. Especially Rakdos key rune just totally overshadows anything these could possibly do.
The one thing I'm upset about with these design of these cards was I love the colorless mana fixing, but I wish that the card draw side of it, so the sacrifice ability, was also colorless. Because I feel like the strength of these is like you use these to splash a color in your like 3-color deck or your 4-color limited deck.
Yeah.
But that means you have to have that specific color to then sacrifice.
Yeah.
And you have to tap it, so you can't actually use the key rune
to
then sacrifice to draw a card. So it's like kind of disjointed design in my opinion, because you can't use this to mana fix and draw a card. It's like if you're going to use it, if the draw card is going to become relevant, it's because it's one of your main colors.
That definitely came up to me a couple times.
It did
in the pre-release. Yeah, I usually use these just to find an answer, like late game. Things are going south, just like sack some stuff and draw some cards, try to get back in the game. Other than that, they're very playable and limited, very good fixing.
Yep.
And once in a while, you get the upside of maybe you draw a card.
Decent.
No 0 constructed playability in any format ever, forever. Okay. Moving on.
So, yet another awful mythic.
Maze's End. Do we have to talk about this card? I hate this card so much.
We don't really. We could just say it sucks. Don't play it.
It sucks. Don't play it. I mean, it's extremely gimmicky. If you want to do it, if you want to try it, go for it. But I can tell you, you're not going to be winning any games.
You go like 0-4, like 0-X all day long.
Yeah,
you'll never win.
This card is such a trap. Awesome flavor. That's about it.
This is a trap card. Voice of Resurgence is not a trap card.
Oh God. Ugh.
This is the epitome. This means you have to build your entire deck to play this one card. Voice is just I'm playing this guy that happens to kind of do stuff.
It's not 1995. I'm done playing Grizzly Bears.
So. Yeah, so Maze's End is just straight awful. It was such a disappointment when they spoiled that card. Like you really thought we'd get excited about this card, Wizards? Like,
no.
So much so that you gave us this is the flagship card for your set, and you gave it away at the pre-release. Like, this is the card that I'm supposed to show up and be excited to get when I get my pre-release. Like, woo, I got this card.
I like the Plaids better.
No, this is the card that everybody at the pre-release was trying to trade away for the promo Plains. Literally, we're trying to give these away to get foil planes. This is a foil mythic for a freaking land.
Good mythic.
And people wouldn't take the trade.
People wouldn't take it. Say no.
Anyways, Guild Gates.
To wrap up our video series.
So the last thing that Wizards did with Dragon Maze was that they took out basic lands and added in its place Guild Gates and the occasional Shockland.
Awesome.
Guild Gates I liked. Shocklands not so much.
Well, I mean, it's going to take the value.
tanks the value. And as the owner of most of the original dual lands from Ravnica, City of Guilds, I don't like my shock lands going down.
Don't take pride in the even cooler looking ones. Since
I
the artwork's
will.
mostly better on most of them.
And I will point out that yours suck because mine are older and better. So yes, yes, you can open triple rare again, which is cool. I like open triple rare because you can get land, foil rare, regular rare.
Yep.
But this was, I think, mainly a band-aid for Wizards because this is pretty weird for them to like print lands they just printed.
Yeah, it's for fixing.
It's just 100% for fixing. They must have like done testing and felt like, wow, we don't have enough mana fixing to make this a tricolor or quad color limited format. So we have to force this extra land in the pack, thus creating the need for guild gates and shock lands.
Yeah, but it makes the limited environment much more interesting because then you have. Like,
it's the only reason that the limited environment even works.
Yeah,
because now you have a ton of guild gates.
Right, but it makes it more interesting because now you can draft like crazy strategies or like whatever cards.
Yeah, you can play 4 colors. Like
and the gatekeepers are like obviously playable now that we have.
Yeah, the gatekeepers, and now when we draft the block as a whole, the earlier stuff that triggered off gates.
It's true.
Like the ogre,
the ogre jailbreaker. Yeah, he's like really good now.
He's really sick now. He's really good. So like all these stuff that like were kind of like before because you had maybe a 1 or 2 gates. Now you have like 4 or 5 gates.
Yeah,
and the power goes up on those guys.
Definitely.
So it's cool. You either love the shock lands being a set or you hate it.
Yeah. Oh, the new artwork in the guild gates is awesome too.
That was sweet. Yeah, that was a great idea by the art director to do that. Whoever came up with that idea was phenomenal. It gave it some additional like, whoa, check out the artwork, and you can compare the two, and you can see the zoomed in one within the zoomed out one.
Like the Rakdos one's beautiful. Like I love the Rakdos one.
That's awesome. That is pretty sweet.
That's awesome.
It's a little too centralized for me. I think I would have liked like some asymmetry, but
that's good. I like it.
Yeah. Well, thanks for tuning in. We'll be back with a bunch of other new content. We have plenty of standard testing with all these new cards now. I have to prove to James that Voice is a good card.
I want to be proven. I
will try my best. And I'm sure we'll have some other shenanigans coming up.
Yep.
So thanks for tuning in again. As always, please provide comments and subscribe.
Yep. Check out our actual website, TheEndStep.com.
Yep.
We have there.
Weekly articles.
Read our stuff. That's about it.
Thanks a lot. See you next time.
Thanks for watching.